Guam is more than just an island. It's a fixed point in a fluid battlespace. In the vast western Pacific, where land is scarce, Guam stands as a permanent American fortress, often called an unsinkable aircraft carrier. Its value isn't just in square miles, but in its role as the fulcrum of American strategy in Asia. As China's ambitions grow, Guam's importance only increases. Unlike aircraft carriers, Guam is a permanent sovereign platform for America's most critical military assets. Its deep-water port and sprawling runways are engineered for sustained, high-intensity operations. Guam anchors America's presence in a region defined by maritime competition and potential conflict. For frontline allies like the Philippines and Taiwan, Guam is a tangible source of reinforcement. The U.S.'s ability to respond rapidly to crises in the Taiwan Strait or South China Sea depends on Guam's readiness. Investments and forces stationed there signal Washington's intent to remain the region's preeminent power. As tensions rise, this small island looms ever larger, a silent guarantor of regional stability. Guam is the military edge for America and its allies in the contest for Asia's future. Geography in the Pacific is both a challenge and an advantage. Vast distances stretch supply lines and slow response times, but for the U.S., Guam turns this tyranny into strength. Located about 1,800 miles from Manila and Taipei, Guam sits close enough to project power, yet far enough to be outside the immediate reach of most Chinese missiles. This strategic buffer gives the U.S. a secure perch beyond the densest concentration of China's anti-access systems. While Japan and South Korea are within easy missile range, Guam is a tougher target, forcing China to use longer-range systems and giving U.S. defenses more warning. From Guam, the U.S. can rapidly deploy air and naval assets in any direction. Bombers can reach the South China Sea or Taiwan in hours. Submarines can quickly patrol critical sea lanes. Guam is the indispensable springboard for U.S. military operations in the Western Pacific. Its location allows persistent, forward-deployed presence without putting key assets in immediate jeopardy. For China, Guam is a permanent obstacle, a stronghold that can't be easily bypassed. This shapes the entire strategic dynamic of the region. Guam's geography gives the U.S. and its allies a foundational advantage in the Indo-Pacific. It transforms distance from a weakness into a strategic asset. The island's position complicates any adversary's calculations. The island chains define military strategy in the Western Pacific. The first island chain hems in China. The second, anchored by Guam, gives the U.S. a secure, resilient base to influence events. Guam's status as American territory eliminates political hurdles. No need for permission or negotiation. In a crisis, operations can launch from Guam without delay. The island is a launchpad always ready, serving as a secure staging area for forces surging into contested zones. Bombers, fighters, and surveillance aircraft based on Guam can support allies. Naval vessels can rearm and refuel. This hub-and-spoke model projects power into the first island chain, while keeping logistics in a defensible location. Guam's presence deters aggression, forcing China to consider the high probability of U.S. intervention. As the anchor of the second island chain, Guam ensures frontline states never stand alone. The Philippines, with over 7,000 islands, sits at a critical crossroads, close to Taiwan and the South China Sea. Its geography makes it both indispensable and vulnerable, creating a porous front line. For the Philippines, U.S. forces on Guam are a vital component of national defense. In conflict, rapid support from Guam is essential. U.S. Air Force assets could quickly establish air superiority over the Luzon Strait, protecting both Taiwan and the northern Philippines. Guam is the logistical linchpin, stockpiling munitions, fuel, and supplies for operations in and around the Philippines. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement gives the U.S. access to Philippine bases, but Guam remains the main logistics hub. Supplies flow from Guam to support both American and Filipino forces. The psychological impact is huge. Knowing a formidable U.S. force is just hours away boosts Filipino confidence. Guam reinforces the credibility of the U.S. Defense Treaty and complicates China's plans. Any aggression against the Philippines must account for a swift response from Guam. This transforms the Philippine front line into a much harder target, backed by American power. Taiwan is the linchpin of the first island chain. Its loss would shatter regional security and embolden China. Defending Taiwan is a top U.S. priority, and Guam is central to any viable defense plan. In a crisis, Taiwan's military would be the first line, but it needs assurance of rapid external support. That support comes from Guam. Long-range bombers from Andersen Air Force Base would strike invading forces and command centers. Guam would serve as the main staging base for U.S. forces, coordinating the flow of troops, equipment, and supplies. Sustaining a high-intensity conflict depends on secure supply lines running through Guam. Without Guam, U.S. efforts to defend Taiwan would be short-lived. This reality gives Taiwan a crucial edge. Its defense is intrinsically linked to Guam's capabilities. China must plan for a two-front war, against Taiwan and against U.S. power from Guam. This dramatically increases the cost and risk of invasion. Guam's presence is the most powerful deterrent, preserving peace in the Taiwan Strait. It's the indispensable springboard for American intervention. Guam's status as U.S. territory gives the military unmatched operational autonomy. Unlike bases in Japan or the Philippines, no host nation approval is needed. Decisions rest solely with the U.S. president. In a crisis, this autonomy is decisive. Forces can launch instantly, without diplomatic delays. China knows Guam-based forces aren't constrained by political hesitancy. This certainty strengthens America's deterrent posture. U.S. commanders can plan and practice operations without worrying about political obstacles. Guam is a sovereign launchpad, projecting power without asking for permission. For allies, this autonomy provides assurance. The U.S. commitment isn't subject to a third-party veto. Guam transforms from a base into a true bastion of American power. Guam's strategic value is rooted in history. Acquired in 1898, its role was cemented in World War II, captured by Japan, then recaptured by the U.S. as a base for the final air campaign. The lessons of that conflict endure. Guam's airfields once ended a war. Now they deter new ones. Today, billions are being invested to harden Guam's defenses and expand its capabilities. The new Marine Corps base, Camp Blaz, diversifies U.S. force posture and increases resilience. These fortifications directly respond to China's growing missile threat. The goal: make Guam a fortress that can operate even under attack. New air and missile defenses, hardened shelters, and redundant command centers guarantee Guam's viability. The U.S. is doubling down on Guam, cementing its role as America's forward bastion. Guam's edge isn't just location, it's the advanced arsenal stationed there. A new 360-degree missile defense system will shield the island from massive coordinated strikes. Integrated Army, Navy, and Air Force systems create a comprehensive defensive shield. Andersen Air Force Base hosts America's most powerful long-range bombers, ready to strike across the Indo-Pacific. Naval Base Guam is home to nuclear-powered submarines, able to deploy quickly to critical choke points. Forward basing reduces transit times, ensuring a persistent presence in vital underwater domains. This combination, defensive shield and offensive fist, makes Guam a formidable hub. For the Philippines and Taiwan, this arsenal is a tangible backstop, not just a promise. Guam is a true force multiplier, complicating any aggressor's plans. The U.S.-China competition will define the Indo-Pacific, and Guam is the fulcrum. Its unique mix of geography, sovereignty, and military capability underpins regional security. Guam's support gives allies like the Philippines and Taiwan a critical edge, ensuring China can't act unchecked. By providing a secure platform for U.S. power projection, Guam stabilizes the region and raises the cost of aggression. This deterrent effect is Guam's greatest contribution to peace. Yet Guam is also a prime target as China's missile capabilities grow. The race to harden Guam's defenses will shape the military balance. If Guam is seen as vulnerable, allies' confidence will waver. Guam is both fortress and flashpoint, a symbol of American resolve. Its ability to project power and deter aggression will determine the future balance in this vital region.